and keep the weeds out. What's the weeds? Toxic people and their fucking opinions about you and your trading, and your toxic thinking. That's the weeds. You got to keep the weeds out of your garden. Don't let choking thoughts about what you did hinder your next series of trades or your very next execution. Because that's exactly what he's going to be feeling the next time. Even with me standing next to him next week, he's going to be thinking, if I say this is one here, what's Dad going to say? And then you think he's going to stop with that? No, here's what's going to happen. And this is exactly what you've done too. He's going to say, all right, Dad's teaching me to look for this in the chart. I think I see it. I see it, but I don't want to say it, because if I say it to him, he's going to say no. And then he's going to be thinking, if I did it wrong there, Dad's going to be thinking, I don't know how to do this at all now. Now I'm going to feel like I got to do it better than I already feel like I got to do it better because I'm in drawdown. He's going to overthink every fucking thing. What is that? That's a weed. That's a weed. So Monday, I'm going to be coaching him on how to just observe. No button pushing. It may be Monday and Tuesday. But Monday, no button pushing. No entries, no nothing. I need him to be able to look at the chart, tell me what he thinks he sees, and have no button pushed. So there's nothing that has to have a transaction scorecard at the end. It can't be measured as a bad thing. It can't be measured as a good thing. It goes back to the equivalent of a demo. Or not even so much as a demo, it's tape reading. He needs to be reminded that the stuff works still. But it's got to be in the hands of the capable. He's not capable. He's capable of drawdown. You've seen that. Everybody's capable of that. But most people in trading are not equipped to mitigate drawdown. And it's not because it's impossible, but it's because of the toxicity that the trader brings into it. You have to recognize these patterns that repeat in your psyche, the way you think, the way that you operate. What makes you push that button? These are the things that you have to journal. You have to physically write these things out. What was the catalyst that caused you to have the confidence or the impulsiveness? And you have to be honest when you do it. Put that in your journal. What was the reason that you got into the trade? Not just the technical things you see in the chart. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, what was the catalyst for you to want to take that trade? You want that trade to make you money. What were you thinking about that caused you to want to take that trade? Was you feeling like you're going to miss the trade or fearing a missing of the move? Or are you aiming for something monetarily as a target because you want to buy something or pay off something? Those things, you want to include all that in your journal. Much like I mentioned earlier, when I was trading copper as a young man, I fell short of a target and I wanted to hit that target. So the trades I took after that trade closed before I hit my target, I just fell short of it 1 point. And then it started a series of trying to get something so minuscule, boom, wrecked. A couple trades in copper, didn't work. Then we go to a different market. Cotton. Yeah. Well, there you go. Smoke that account. Said long and short of it is, you have a responsibility to be in a constant state of control over yourself. Which is why young men and women, if you're out here and you're smoking weed and shit, and you're trying to trade, you're doing it wrong. You have to be 100% lucid. You want to do that shit on the weekend? I'm not hating on you. But you can't be doing that while you're trading. If you're drinking, your state of mind's changed. You can't do that because you're medicating yourself. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. And unfortunately, a lot of people aren't comfortable in their own skin trading because all their bad shit comes up, bubbling up to the surface. And then you lie to yourself and everybody else that can see it and you say it's the other things outside of you that caused it. Oh, this happened to me because of that. No, you did it. You own it. And that's what makes this industry ugly. And that's what causes people to become ugly, because they can't handle that stuff in themselves. So they project outwardly to other people, trolling, talking shit about other people, and they can't do anything. And they're miserable. And that's what happens with people that can't overcome trading properly and handling drawdown and losing trades. If they can't let go of the business, they become a troll. That's just the way it is. That's what happens. And that's unfortunate, because they don't even have enough strength to walk away entirely. So they want to punish other people, thinking it makes them feel better. When the whole time, the people that they're trolling are laughing at them. Like, dude, what are you going to do? You're talking shit. You ain't done nothing. I and you that have a losing series of trades or go into drawdown, we're not losing our shit saying, oh, trading doesn't work anymore, I'm quitting. We're not affected by that. It's a paper scratch. That's it. Or a paper cut. It's a scratch, a little flesh wound, big deal. But when you start taking these insignificant, little minor setbacks, which is what a losing trade or drawdown is, if you still have your account, it's fine. It's not fun. It's just opportunity now to do the work that's required to fix that drawdown. And you don't have to be in a rush to fix it. There's no timeline or limit that you have to have in mind to get that drawdown recovered. So now, much like when I set out with my son when he chose to start this funded account, I said, listen, they say you got to at least trade 5 days. Let's just establish 2 weeks. We'll give yourself 2 weeks to get to the funded stage of this. That way you don't have to do too much. It'll be easy to get it, be easy to do each day, do it and stop. It'll be a good pace and it's comfortable. So now I got to tell him, you got 2 weeks to get yourself calibrated again mentally and restore it back to where it was. And I'm really interested to see how he handles that. Because he has to do it next to me, I'm going to be the control mechanism that prevents any impulsiveness. But I can't remove what is always going to be in his head, which is the fear of doing it wrong now, the judgment he thinks I'm going to cast on him. If he thinks he sees something and I tell him no, is he going to be thinking about me overthinking why he got it wrong? Yes, that's exactly what he's going to be thinking, but I'm not. I'm aware of it now. I'm telling you publicly that's what he's going to be doing, and that's exactly what you do to yourself. When you go into drawdown, your next series of trades while in drawdown, you're hypersensitive to everything. Because you know you are capable of ruining yourself. And you have to be responsible. Slow down. Less is more. There's no time limit. You don't have to get it back right away. Give yourself time. Schedule it. Schedule it. If you have drawdown, say for instance, say you have drawdown equivalent to what he put himself through on Friday, equivalent like $4,000. Okay, $4,000. Give yourself 4 weeks to fix that. Do you need the 4 weeks? No, you don't. But in your journal, you tell yourself, I have given myself permission to take up to 4 weeks to mitigate this drawdown. Guess what that does? Guess what it does when you do that? It frees up that overwhelming desire to do it right away. You've wrote it out in your own words. You wrote it. You didn't read it in a book. It isn't a tweet that I sent out. You wrote that. You gave yourself subconscious permission to wait for a deferred event of mitigating that loss over a span of 4 weeks. You push it out in time. so it doesn't linger over you like a dark cloud that forces you to take a trade that may not even really be there. Now, $4,000, let's strip this back into a modular perspective. What do we have to do to get that? Well, 4 weeks, $4,000, it's $1,000 a week. That's 20 handles on one contract per week. Well, shit. That's only 4 handles one time per day. Easy, isn't it? What's hard is waiting for the move that sets up that 4-handle run and then stopping. Because you've given yourself 4 weeks in time to mitigate that. But ICT, shit, man. I'm in a competition to be on the FTMO leaderboard. Fuck around with this stupid shit. I'll never get back up there. You're trading to be on a leaderboard instead of becoming consistently profitable. You're fucking gambling. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons. You're doing it for pomp, for clout. And you're wrecking yourself. You will wreck yourself like Yin and Yang boy in Texas on his live streams, trying to prove something. The only thing you're proving is you can't fucking trade. Now, you want to do that? Go right ahead. Well done. But that's not the right way of doing it. When you're in drawdown, you have to be very careful how you manage yourself psychologically and emotionally. You have to be the cheerleader for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it. And you do that through your journal. You have to keep yourself accountable. The only one that's going to be doing that is you. And how do you do that? Through your journal and writing out what you're doing. Your drawdown. How much money are you in drawdown? You're looking up at that peak, that mountain, Mount Everest drawdown. Okay? You're looking up there. All right, 153,400 and whatever it was. Okay? How do we get back up there, Cameron? How do we do that? You give yourself time. Take that time and be, well, an ample amount of time. Much more time that's required, which frees you up psychologically. Now, think about how it was when you were in university or when you were in grade school. You know that there's going to be a final coming. And all the studying that would be required, the students that are taking this education seriously and they don't want to be stressed out the last minute, they're doing a little bit of studying each night, 30 minutes. Throughout the semester, throughout the quarter of their learning, right before we get to the final, those diligent students, the Koreans and the Asians in my class were always teaching me how their parents told them how to study. They didn't wait for the last day or two right before the final, where everybody else tried to fucking cram it in the night before. Stress the fuck out. And when I was in high school, no-dose was a thing. Everybody went out and bought no-dose, which was basically caffeine, so that way they can stay up and cram all that stupid shit, all these months and weeks of stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that and not be stressed out, and you're not retaining it all. So don't do that same mentality with trying to recover your drawdown. Don't try to push it all right now. It's got to happen right now. I got to have it done next week. I got to get back up to that equity high. No, you don't. No, you don't. There is no fucking deadline. But in your head, because everybody's on social media, everybody's showing the best of what they've done, not full scope of what it is they've done. Drawdown, losing trades, stop doing live streams because they can't fucking trade, and now nobody can see what they're doing to themselves. You have to be 100% responsible. But you also have to, in periods of drawdown, you have to coddle yourself. You have to prop yourself up, encourage yourself, and be constantly reminding yourself that there's no emergency or sense of urgency to get this drawdown back. The only person that's uncomfortable holding on to that drawdown is the retail Rick in you, the gambler. They want to get back to that high, that first buzz of being at that new equity high. They want to get back up there. They're the one inside of you that feels the ache of getting back up there. The trader doesn't have that feeling. The trader is the person that's pushing the buttons and managing the trade. And the analyst ain't worrying about it because that's not their job. Their job is to keep you on the straight and narrow. They're not worrying about the feelings of drawdown. They're saying, this is what we're supposed to be doing right now. The trader is, this is what I'm doing based on what the analyst is telling me I should be doing right now. And I'm managing risk. Retail Rick is in the back fucking clamoring to get the steering wheel. He wants to drive into a tree. He wants to jump airborne like the Dukes of fucking Hazzard. Remember the old show in the 70s? I love that show. I grew up watching that shit. I'll be honest with you, as a kid, I couldn't wait to get a car because I wanted to jump every fucking hill out there. Now, I was being primed to do all the wrong shit, right? Just like in trading, we're primed to do everything wrong. Recklessly trading and try to gamble and get it all back in one day. And that's all the wrong way. You think if you can get the drawdown back quickly, you're a better trader. No. You're just a lucky gambler. Lucky gambling is not impressive to me. I'm not impressed by that. Someone can trade with crazy fucking leverage, make lots of money doing that, and I'm fucking bored to death by that. Because people do that same shit with lottery tickets, and there was no skill in them buying that ticket. There was no skill when that person going to the slot machine, pushing a button, and they got the maximum payout. There was no skill involved. They were at the right place at the right time, and circumstances just led to that occurrence. There it is, boom. That's it, it's done. No skill in over leveraging, YOLO trading, but consistently able to see something over and over and over again, delivering that absolutely impresses me. If someone were to sit out there with one contract and just slice and dice based on a model that was already pre-described as, this is what I'm going to do, I'm only going to do this, and this is how much I'm willing to risk, and I'm never going to go over that, and this is my procedure of taking a loss. If I take a loss, I stop for that session, I trade the next session, or trade the next day. And they stuck to that, and they only made $50,000 for the entire year. I'm fucking impressed by that. To me, that's skill. That's absolute 100% skill. Full 100% responsibility. They own it. They're in control of themselves. Their capacity to stay on track within a model is perfect. That is much more impressive to me than how much money. How much money it's relative. Who gives a shit? As a trader, I like seeing people that can own their mistakes, don't become reckless, go in there and start trading with a lot of leverage to try to fix something real fast on a small little move. That's just gambling. That's gambling. And I'm so against that idea. That's what makes me boring as a mentor. Because I'm teaching my students to aim with very, very small targets. In the beginning, you start there. And for the people that have a brain, they can understand that that's all that would be required to have a really amazing career. If you can consistently find 5 handles